Hi, welcome to another episode of Foxy Little Nuggets. This is the programme that gathers today's little political developments, shakes off the excuses, and checks whether anything resembling common sense falls out with a thud. Well, we're going to begin with Andy Burnham, whose first week in Downing Street has apparently produced enough injured feelings to keep Westminster's therapists busy until Christmas. Keir Starmer's allies are reportedly planning an autumn campaign of revenge. This is following Burnham's rather brutal cabinet reshuffle. Rachel Reeves, David Lammy, Steve Reed, many others, several others, all loyal Starmerites, were pummeled and removed in what variously has been described as a massacre or a purge, and by some even as a punishment beating. They're all taking it extremely well, it seems. We're going to get him, duff him up at lunchtime, that kind of thing. But for now, the deposed ministers have declared a summer ceasefire. They all want to go off, have 9 weeks of doing nothing, getting full pay for it, enjoying everything they can before it all goes wrong in September. They're all sort of also trying to polish off the tax pledges. There was those made in 2024 as part of the manifesto, which appear to be abandoned. Some are even considering forming a parliamentary group dedicated to what they're calling economic competence. Well, there's the thing. If they've had that for the last 2 years, maybe we wouldn't be in the bad hole that we're in now. But then when you appoint Rachel Reeves as Chancellor, well, that's the sure sign that there's no economic competence. So there we go. The Starmerites are hoping to influence the election of Labour's next General Secretary, giving them leverage over candidate selections and party discipline. And Burnham wanted to end factionalism. All he's done is, by beginning and sacking everyone from the other side, ensured that factionalism is rife. Well done, Burnham. Apparently, the long knives are being polished and placed next to the barbecue tongs, where they will sit all summer. Until September, at least. Next up, the government is considering replacing council tax and stamp duty with an entirely new method of extracting money from the poor. One proposal is a proportional property tax, an annual charge of 0.48% of a house's current value, although what its current value is hard to say. It's only valued when you come to sell it, because it's only worth what people are prepared to pay. So how do you know? The other is a land value tax, based not on the building, but on the land beneath it. But I say again, how do you know the value of the land? It's only worth something when you come to sell it. It's only what people are prepared to pay for it. Now, council tax is undeniably peculiar. Properties are still valued according to what they might have sold for in 1991, when John Major was Prime Minister. Brian Adams occupied the charts for about 2 years, I seem to remember, and estate agents described avocado bathrooms as desirable. Do you remember that era? God, it was awful. I bought a house once and it had a plum toilet and bath and sink. Let me tell you, that went within a day. Plum. Who picks plum? You can see every tide mark on the bath. Anyway, the result is that somebody living in a modest northern home can pay considerably more than the owner of a far more expensive property in parts of London. But that's only because the council in London are more efficient. And probably not, if you're in the posher bits, Labour. Burnham, of course, has long called for the council tax regressive, but has not yet committed himself to finding a replacement. But the Treasury may find shortly that their homes have become exceedingly efficient cash machines for the Treasury. Yeah. Scrapping council tax may sound attractive until you look at the alternative, in which case it's basically councils inventing the value of your home and charging you accordingly. Do you really want someone else telling you? Here's an idea. Work out every single thing a council has legally got to do. Tell them to put the tenders out. Find out what the cheapest bid on all those are. Select that. What's the total cost? Divide it by the number of people. Presto. It's not hard. But Westminster rarely abolishes a tax because it's grown tired of receiving the money. So chances are this won't be changing. It's also easier at the moment because all the machinery is in the way to collect it. Hey ho. Now, Angela Eagle is being basically attacked by furious rural campaigners. This is after her appointment as the Environment Secretary. She represents Wallasey, not one area of the country noted for its long rolling fields of corn, or its huge cows and pig farms and things like that. Never see a combine harvester down the high street, I'll say that. But more importantly, she voted 5 times for Labour's inheritance tax on farmers. Farmers argue that families could be forced to sell agricultural land following a death simply to pay the death bill. One compared it to telling a taxi driver that he must sell his cab to settle his taxis. Taxes, not taxis. God, that was close. The Countryside Alliance says the policy was one of the Starmer government's greatest political mistakes, and warns that pubs, farms and other rural businesses are already struggling with all the higher costs and taxes and national insurance and the shrinking economy and all the other damage the socialists have done. The government insists it's firmly behind British agriculture, but that's a lie. But appointing one of the farm tax's most enthusiastic defenders to lead DEFRA has not exactly calmed down the angry tractor. Burnham promised to correct Westminster's wrong-uns, and this was definitely a wrong-un. Is he going to correct it? Not a chance. North Scotland, John Swinney, he's in trouble. He's refused to rule out releasing murderers and ARAs and other offenders, small people offenders, in order to ease the overcrowding in the nation's prisons. So it could be that these people are released onto the streets. Asked directly whether serious offenders might be freed before completing their sentences, the First Minister replied that it was not something he would want to do. So not a no then. And that's the whole point. So they say they're consulting, which means they've already made their mind up. Consulting is what they say when they've already made their mind up, but they want to pretend that they haven't and they're still open to options. It's a bollockry, isn't it? But the Conservatives argue that Swinney's refusal to exclude killers and etc. will deeply alarm victims and families. And they will. And finally, and this is a good one actually, some encouraging news. We're going to Staffordshire, where wildlife experts have reported the birth of what is believed to be the county's first wild beaver in 400 years. Make your own jokes up. 400 years, first one. The youngster was spotted after conservationists discovered signs that a small population had settled in the area. Beavers aren't natural engineers. They construct create wetlands, improve habitats for all other species. And it's all done without consultants and, planning. £1 million feasibility study. They just get there and get the old teeth out and chop down a tree. And then you look at it and you say, damn. Yeah, I know, it's terrible. But there we go. It's amazing, isn't it? These two beavers, these responsible parents in a nuclear family, mother, father, baby. Don't get gay beavers, do you? They've built a secure home, improved local water management, and began restoring the natural environment. Maybe we should import more beavers. Beavers everywhere. That'll soon ferret out the opposition, won't it? Oh well. It would reverse ferret them. Let me know your thoughts. I'll stop. Let me know your thoughts on this. Thanks very much. Have a great day. Bye.